Okay. Folks, if you haven't hit the like button, be sure to do so. We've got nearly 40,000 people all enjoying the coverage. And yeah, be sure to hit the like button. It goes a long way to helping out the channel. All right. Yeah, Max Verstappen, is he going to get ahead of Alex Albon on this occasion? In toward turns 1 he goes, and looks like a reasonably easy move for the Dutchman. We've also got a battle going on between Nico Hülkenberg and Fernando Alonso. Hülkenberg currently looks to get that move done. Yes, he does. He's ahead on the GPS, but on the map tracker he's behind. On real life he's also ahead, so there we go, it's just updated now. Okay. Brilliant. So now Max has got a 9-second gap. Okay, folks, I want some predictions here. Max has got a 9-second gap to close up to George Russell. They're both on medium tyres. Russell's medium tyres are a little bit older, but how many laps will it take for Max Verstappen to close up, or will he not close up that gap? I want to know what your thoughts are. How many laps is it going to take to close up a 9-second gap? He's got a bunch of clean air. He hasn't been in clean air for like, what, the last 5, 6, 7 laps now? A lot of people saying 5 laps, 10 laps, 8 laps. Okay, I think most people are saying 5 laps or 7 laps or something like that. So, well, let's wait and see. Antonelli comes into the pits. Let's see, does he come out in front of traffic or behind the traffic? Well, of course, he's got to come into the pits sooner rather than later, because those soft tyres were going to wear out. And the gap between Max Verstappen and Lando Norris, that is another thing to keep an eye on. You know, normally we're only looking at the gap between Max and the driver ahead of him, but this is the overall aim. Max has to gain at least 6 or 7 points. I just said it, haven't I? Anyway, he's got to gain at least that many points on Lando Norris to keep his championship hopes alive. And that gap, this 19 seconds here, has got to go down to maybe 3 it's got to go down, and Max has got to get ahead of Norris. That's the aim. So we'll see what happens. Okay, Norris up at the front with a 5-second lead over his teammate. Piastri, of course, has got a 10-second time penalty as well that he's got to serve. If Piastri were to come into the pits now and drop back a 30 seconds, that would put him just ahead of Behrman, just ahead of Hadjar, and just behind Behrman. So in that little gap there at turn number 10, which is not ideal really. He'd still need a little bit more clean air, hopefully, but what can you do? He's got a 10-second time penalty, so he's got to deal with that somehow. Okay, let's see then, folks. So I think most people gave predictions of 7 laps from lap number 22. So we'll have a look at lap 29, and we'll see if Max has got close to George Russell, and is he able to close that gap up. On the previous occasion, Max went half a second quicker. On the previous lap, Max went half a second quicker than George Russell. Pretty good. Check out Yuki. Yuki is in 8th position. Well, some solid progress. Of course, he hasn't come into the pits yet. All the soft tyre runners have come into the pits because, well, the soft tyres could only do around 20 laps or so. That's what Pirelli said. That's what happened. They probably know what they're doing since they made the tyres. But Antonelli now, man on a mission. Purple in the first sector, looking to make some progress through this traffic and, well, get to the front of it. Oh, we've got McLaren drivers here McLaren mechanics standing around with all the tyres. We may be getting a pit stop soon from one of the drivers. In fact, Norris, over the radio, you can just see. So Lando, the hard does not look good. The soft, probably similar to yesterday. That's based off Antonelli, who has just pitted off it. So maybe Norris is going to go onto the soft tyres. That would pretty much confirm a 2-stop strategy. But, well, let's wait and see. Did Max pit? Max pitted ages ago behind this VSC because he had a puncture on his tyre. So that is why Max came into the pits. He is still probably going to have to do one more pit stop to get to the end of the race. The drivers lose 20 seconds by coming into the pit lane, but of course if you've got a 10-second time penalty like Tsunoda or like Piastri, that's going to jump up to 30 seconds. Antonelli's made it ahead of Colapinto. Now he's got Yuki Tsunoda ahead of him. Of course, Tsunoda's a sitting duck, really. He's got no DRS, and Antonelli is really charging on those fresh medium tyres that he's got bolted onto his car. So half a second is the gap right now on lap number 24, and we'll see if he gets the overtake done in towards turn 1. Max with the new engine, fastest car. Well, he has got a new engine. He has clearly turned it up to party mode. You can very, very clearly see that by looking at the speeds that he's going down the straights at. But that gap now, which was 9 seconds, now down to 7.5 seconds. So he's making some progress. Maybe not as fast as everyone predicted, but he is making some progress. Tsunoda boxes into the pits. So Tsunoda could do 21 laps on the medium tyres. In fact, he is one of the first drivers that's come into the pits after doing the first stint, or the first big stint of the race on a set of mediums. So we'll see. 22 laps is, yeah, what we sort of expect from the medium tyres. All right. Oh, let's just zoom in again. There we go. Has Hamilton got damage? Yes, he does, folks. Hamilton does have major floor damage to his car, and that is why he's down in 17th position. And the Ferrari meme is as true as always. It's absolute depression for Leclerc, who's DNF'd out this race, and it is so over for the Ferrari team, as it always is. Well, as it is half of the time at least. How's Max in P4? Because he hasn't come into the pits yet. But he's also got some pretty solid pace. Alright, we've got some nice battling going on here. Fernando Alonso versus Kimi Antonelli. Antonelli, of course, on this fresh rubber, and he's trying to get past Alonso. Alonso's making it a bit difficult for him, but I think at the end of the day, when they get onto this straight on the exit of turn number 12, Alonso does his best to get a good exit. Antonelli doesn't even have to try because he's on a fresh set of tyres. He opens that DRS flap. They've both got the same power unit under the hood, and they make their way down the start-finish straight, and that's an easy-peasy overtake for Antonelli. Will Alonso try to send one down the inside? He doesn't on this occasion. He knows there's no point wasting time and getting involved in battles that you are going to lose. News on rain. There is no news on the rain. The clouds are getting lighter and lighter, which means the chance of rain is getting smaller and smaller. Track temperatures are going up, and air temperatures are staying around about stable. Okay, yeah, that gap is 7 seconds, and as I said earlier, the gap that Max is really looking to get down is 19.4 seconds, and it was 19.2, probably about 6 or 8 laps ago. So yeah, Max is not gaining time on Norris, but he's also not losing time on Norris, which is, a step in the right direction. But if he wants to win this championship, he's going to need to get ahead of Norris and gain an extra 7 points in this title. Otherwise, Norris is going to have a much easier chance of winning this one. Okay. Yeah, Hulkenberg's trying to get ahead of Albon. Hulkenberg, I've got to say, solid progress from him, honestly, because, yeah, he has just been, slowly but surely making his way through the field. He got ahead of Colapinto, he got ahead of Alonso. He's now up 4 places, and next up is Alex Albon on his overtaking pace. Yuki pitted twice. No, Yuki only pitted twice. He started the race on the hards, then went on to the mediums, and then went on to the mediums again. And the tyre information for Tsunoda is very clearly glitched out. It's not 0 laps that he did on the hards and then 0 laps on the mediums. So just ignore that one. Okay, we've got 40,000 people tuned into live stream. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Hope you are all enjoying the
this battle still goes on. We think it's Mike Jordan and Matt Nicol-Jones. Maybe when we get the pit stops we can just get that point clarified down there. But it's one of the best battles we've had in all these 24 races. Racing a Porsche are very different to racing a lot of things like the T70 you've raced, or obviously your E-types. With that engine hung out the back.
It is. It's very different. It takes a lot of getting used to.
It must do, yeah.
The break-ins are very good, especially into turn one here. But going back to power, it's like I still don't 100% have it the way like some of these other guys can go back to power. I'm always worried that back end's going to come out. And like I lose a tenth at each corner, I swear, just because I'm not aggressive enough going back to full throttle. And it's just not a feeling I'm used to after all these years still.
Get it together, will you?
Well,
well with the front engine, like my XK120 I used to race, I just used to drive that off the back wheels and slide it all around and opposite lock, and it just felt natural, normal.
Absolutely great. Now we got the chance to go back to the pits. I think we're going to hear from a Goodyear representative down there with Jonathan.
Goodyear's Jay Chapman. Welcome Goodyear's to the Classic 24. Welcome to the Classic it's not really a welcome here for Goodyear because you've been here for a long time. Because you've been here for a long time. Racing in general, but especially at Daytona. Racing in general, but especially at HSR and Goodyear's involvement. What is it about HSR and Goodyear's involvement that excites you in preserving some of that history on the tire side? There's no other organization that's preserving the history of motorsports in such a way that HSR is about that. That kids were raced in cars when I was young, raced in see where my passion for motorsports comes from. My passion for extremely excited for the future. Extremely excited continue to support HSR and continue to where they're going. HSR and where they're going.
He beat car livery. It's not quite the same livery. I think it's not quite the same. I think they transitioned the purple, have the green and the This is Paul Casey Carden.
Yeah.
Casey Carden.
Where you been? I was like, I've been on the podium. Where you been?
Yeah. Well, we've got the pace car out there. We've got a full course yellow, and obviously the Jordans had just gone back out, so it came just at the wrong time for them. They don't want another lap, but I think they've got such a lead in this category, it won't really affect the overall order. Just trying to look around and see where the problem is, and why we've actually got.
I think it might be. I think it might be for the rain, actually.
Do you think they do that, David, for the rain? It's not that. It doesn't seem like.
I wouldn't have thought so. It's not really heavy enough for that. So maybe we've lost the car out there. Looks like. No, I thought maybe the bus stop.
Yeah, well, we have got communication from race control. Oh, we were being told it is due to weather. So it's a little bit surprising, but there we are.
Nice job, Jeff.
Take it in.
Maybe we've got lightning.
Might be able to get a job done with this somebody. Yeah, there was some lightning, and this I heard him talking about that, but it was out over the beach. But I think more so than lightning right now, it's just because the track surface is changing.
Yeah. Well, you know, we've had some great sponsors for this meeting. We've heard from someone, obviously, a Mission and so on, but let's just...
Replica of the.
Yeah, thanks to them. Well, we've got these weather conditions. I know Jonathan's down there. He can probably feel the rain. We're in this hermetically sealed.
Thanks, Andrew. Well, it's not stint. Did you feel any of the droplets during your half of the race?
No, it was with about 2 laps before I pitted. It was just starting to have a little speckle on the windscreen, but no, it was not bad at all. I think, to be honest, even in the earlier race when it was a lot wetter than this, you could almost get away with it on slick still. So Andrew's got a lot of car control, so he can just get on with it.
I see just behind us, you have the wet weather Michelins at the ready. Are you planning to switch, or is Andrew going to brave it out on slicks for the rest of this race?
No, unless it's really, really bad, we'll stick it out on slicks because it's not really getting down, is it? It's only a little bit damp. So no, we'll try and stick with the slicks.
Well, a couple of takers on pit lane, but the 77 strategy will tend to dictate what the rest of the front runners do, but the 77 still in front, guys.
Yeah, and 15 minutes to go, and everybody just under this full course yellow at the moment. Just wonder where the car has cycled in from the Jordan team. It's actually in 8th place, but of course everybody closed up, so once they go green again, I suspect we'll see the Jordans pick off most of the people in front of them. They don't pick off everyone because when you add up the 3 previous results, we've probably got have we got the aggregate down here at all? We can see that this is the cumulative after 3, and they're leading by 2 minutes and 14 seconds. So I think they don't have to worry too much.
Well, there's too many issue there.
Martini colours. Now, people just love them, don't they? I mean, I bet that guy isn't paid by Martini to decorate his car like that.
I guarantee you he's not. But it's such one of those iconic liveries made famous by Lancia, Porsche.
Yeah.
So many manufacturers were sponsored by Martini.
Yeah, and later on, of course, quite recently, they were on the Williams team for a couple of years.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. There's the 91 sitting there. This plays pretty hard on tyres, isn't it, Dave? I mean, particularly on the right front, I suppose.
Yeah, the right rear. You've got to.
The right rear is it, mainly.
You got to monitor it. You get overheated rear tyre. You can blow a tyre right here in front of us on the front straight, and it's catastrophic.
Yeah,
it really is. So you've got to really monitor your tyres the whole time you're out here.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know if you know, Rob Huff had a tyre go on Wednesday. Yeah. And the funny thing was, about to hit the wall, and some Porsche touched him and straightened him up. So Jonathan really working overtime there, because I understand he's got another report for us. Let's go down to Jonathan.
Standing in the garage of the 191, that's David Allman and Owen Trinkler's car that ran into a little bit of trouble, and it looks like there was contact there on the left rear. The team changed out one of the Michelins earlier and went back out, but that Michelin had a puncture. They've just pulled it back into pit lane, gave the suspension a once-over, but the tire they pulled off, they said, still had a puncture. So that's another fresh Michelin slick that's gone on. Cars come off the air jack, and away it goes. The 191 is back in record time, but a fresh sticker Michelin on the left rear. Good quick work from the crew to get them back out.
Right, well, here they are back on the banking. Group G, last 12 minutes of this 24 hours of terrific sports car racing here at the magnificent Daytona Speedway. Say it again, if you're out in Europe listening to this, consider coming here in January for the Raw, and then staying on for the 24, of course, or coming early for the Raw, I should say. You see some terrific racing, you have a great time, wonderful beaches, and some nice restaurants here. And if you've got the chance, you just go down the road and visit the Kennedy Space Centre as well.
Or go up the road and visit Brumos Porsche.
Oh, go up the road of the magnificent new museum. Well, it's not new, it's only 3 or 4 years old. Terrific museum there in Brumos. The
let's go.
Great performer of, a great preparer of Porsches over the years, and Hurley Hayward, of course, their famous driver, Peter Craig. It is a terrific museum.
Another well-kept secret in Florida is the Revs Institute down in Naples.
Wow.
Which probably has one of the best race car collections in the world.
Well, I'll tell you a little story. I had a holiday home in Naples, and if I drove out of my estate and went straight on across the main road, I drove into the road where the Revs Institute was, and I went there many times. And I mean, they're preparing cars there. They got magnificent. I mean, it was 2 collections put together, because the Bruce Cunning collection was put together by the collection of Mr. Collier, and because it is in Collier County, and then they've also got a magnificent library there as well, and a great editorial resource.
Which are actually moving the library right now. They're in the process of moving it to a separate building.
Ah, I didn't know that.
It's so big.
Because for a time when I was there, it wasn't open to the public.
Correct.
And you drove past it, you wouldn't even know what it was because of the nature of the building. But now I think it's not open to the public every day.
No, you just check the website.
Yeah.
It's like 4 days a week now. I think
Fantastic, brilliant race cars there. Yeah, and stuff you wouldn't see anywhere else.
So, and there's they have an unrestored 917. As it left the last race, I think it was Le Mans or Spa. Never been painted, never been cleaned, and 917 looks, it's just phenomenal.
Wow. Well, that's one thing that I enjoyed most about reporting the Peter Auto races this year, is seeing Joe Stiffon's son racing a 917. He's not winning, and he shouldn't be, because he's got a kid in that car.
Yeah, Philippe was in a couple of different races we were in this year, and that car is spectacular.
Well, in fact, there's 2 of them, of course, the famous Mr. John B.
Yeah.
Mr. Guitard, he's called. He's got an unbelievable collection of cars. He's got loads of Ligiers and Matras and lots of other stuff as well. He's surely blown. He speaks English, so I'm trying to have a conversation with him. We don't know why he's Mr. John of B, but we don't know what the B is.
No, I don't either. I've seen his name on the list.
The family started providing gas, gas for people.
Right.
And but they're big in composites these days, and they've got factories in several countries in the world. And of course he's got Sahel Ayari looking after him. I have got green again, which is good for the last 8 minutes of this race. And the big question mark here is what to watch for. Number 77 car is in 7th place. Can it get up and get to the front? It will. I think it's done enough now, just looking at the timing. It will win the overall category, the Group G category, whatever. But
you just snuck by a bunch of cars there in the turn 3 area.
Yeah.
You saw the 191 car a few moments ago. A shot on pit lane. Interesting to look at here. Robert Wiseman was in second coming in this round, and the Dan Amon Owen Trinkler car was in third. And the 3 cars there just within a few seconds of each other. Second place was Wiseman, just 1.007 seconds back coming into this round, and then Andrew Mercier was right there as well. So now we look at the running order with them. Currently in third, Wiseman is, and the 191 is way down in 13th position. So
yeah,
we'll see if that.
Well, good on Robert, because he was pretty determined. You tell from his interview he wanted to get that podium, and we think he slipped out of it. I think he might have got back in it. We're going to have to do some very quick arithmetic at the end of this.
Yeah, looking at the Jordans, they're actually a lap down from the lead.
Well, they're a lap down.
Yeah, because they pitted under green, everybody else pitted under yellow.
They did. They might not even win the thing overall.
It's going to be close.
Mike mentioned that, so they just came in. The timing was just a little bit off on that. Of course, how would they know, right?
Right.
Came in, did the driver change as they planned, but
that's why they call it endurance race.
That's right.
Yeah. So the 6 people that have done every lap, and then so if Jordan drop a lap, unless they can unlap themselves.
Looks like they've just gone to the same lap.
Have they?
Yeah.
So then let's see how far they'll be. Maybe if they can get on the same lap, Dave, they can win it, because they had 2 minutes 14.
Correct, which is over a lap.
It's over a lap. Yeah, but he had to do the right number of laps. So that was absolutely important that they could do that. So Paul Denton, Casey Card in the lead, Mark Cook, Robert Wiseman, and the McLeans, and then Russell G, who we're mentioning, and then they're in 6th place, and they are now lapping in 1:52. With the car in front, they're taking 8 seconds a lap off, but then the McLeans are quite a bit quicker. In fact, the McLeans have done one of the best times. They've got the fastest lap the whole race though. But no, the Jordans haven't been the fastest, but they've been the second fastest. So the Jordan Andrew will be on the charge now, and they'll be on the radio. Mike will be on the radio too, keeping him informed.
Andrew, while you've been here, have you had a chance to visit the Motorsports Hall of Fame?
This year, it was a bit of a late call, so I didn't get here until Friday lunchtime.
Right.
And I'm on the plane tonight, but the British Airways just sent me a message saying it's running late.
So next time you're here, it's right here in the Speedway.
Yeah,
it's a phenomenal little museum.
Yeah, I have been in it in the past, but I haven't been in it for maybe when we were here before COVID with you. Yeah, interesting you mentioned the Revs Institute, because we really enjoyed our time in Naples. So we had our holiday home there for 20 odd years. Yeah, nice place. And that's the thing about Florida, there are, isn't it? People say, oh, Florida's boring, it's all flat there, but there's everything here, isn't there? Except mountains. So, and now the Jordan got even, because they just did a 151.9, and they'll be closing up on a Russell G. So we got 2 laps left, I guess. So I can't quite understand that, Dave, because showing G down a lap and not the Jordan. So but I'm pretty sure they are. I don't think they could have lost that much time with that pit stop. So I think they're pretty sure that they will be.
They're certainly making it up with 151.905. That's the second time in a row, just getting the faster lap out there with Andrew behind.
They will.
The wheel.
Yeah, but I think also the Steve Denton, Matt Nicol Jones car, which was going well and running in second place, I think they got caught by making a pit stop before that yellow as well. So they're definitely not going to get the result they'd hoped for. But that's racing, as you say. All these things, that's endurance racing for you.
I've never lost a race. I just run out of laps.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to Andrew Bichet. He seems to have dropped way down. Do you see him?
Yeah. I think he must have stopped, actually. Yeah, now cycling through, we're just actually moving the timing screen, but they're still showing...
down in 18th position.
Well, it's showing them down a lap, you see.
Yeah.
So that's absolutely crucial. I wonder where they are, you know. If they can unlap themselves, they win the thing outright. If they can't unlap themselves, they're probably going to finish 5th or 6th, which will be pretty galling. Don't you think?
It's going to be close. If they're within 2 minutes and 5 seconds, or whoever they were in front of after race 3, as long as they're within that distance, they should still win it.
But I thought everybody, the people that had done all the laps, they would have done 1 lap less. So weren't they? Unless they can unlap themselves. See what I'm saying? Because you can't put people that have done 1 lap less ahead of people that have done all laps at every race. That's my conjecture anyway. We'll find out. Where is that car? I wonder if our director can pick up the number 77. There's the car that's leading, of course. But
on the final lap right now, the white flag is waving.
Well, I mean, the Jordans are 19 seconds behind G and Nash, and we think that other than the first 3 cars, everyone is a lap down.
I think what it is the leader of the race is actually behind Jordan.
Yeah. Yes.
So you have to wait for Jordan to come around to get on the same lap.
I think you're spot on, David. Yeah. Been in the race a long time, mate. Yeah, that's what it is. Also here you got that funny thing, it's depending where you pit.
Yes.
You get the next lap or not, and that also makes a commentator's job a little bit tricky at times. Yeah, I hadn't realised that the president of Hertz was a big racer till this. Now I know why all those World Endurance teams are chasing after his sponsorship. And obviously, you know, Jota got the sponsor, but I know they nicked it out of I think.
Cadillac, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, they started with the private Porsche.
Right.
But
yes.
there was another team, and I think it was United. We're going for that sponsorship as well. But they've done a brilliant job with that. We're first with the Porsche and that Cadillac. So we're pretty sure with the great experience here at Dave Hinton, we've sorted out what this is and what the situation is.
Andrew, I'm just getting word that the 327 had a water pump that failed.
Oh, right, and we got the checkered flag now, so we'll see how this cycles through on the timing screen. But Paul Denton and Casey Carden, who haven't been there all the time, where were they going into this then, Denton and Carden? But Robert Wiser, he probably has got the podium he craved.
So here come the Jordan's car right now, getting ready so they will finish on the same lap, which I believe will make them the winners of this group.
I believe it will, yeah. Yeah, and the C's come through 1 minute 20 behind.
Yeah.
So they're winning it by over a minute. But it could have been close. It was
very close.
A bit of jeopardy going on there.
It was a little bit of drama.
Yep. So we're just working out the overall top 3 now. So Dave, what's next for you? Back to working on E-Type, eh?
Yeah, well, I got prep cars for Sebring, the next HSR event.
Oh yes, of course you got
3 weeks.
Yeah, you got one to go. Yeah.
Gearbox has changed. Take the Daytona box out and put in the regular gearbox now. And
tell me about that. You have the special gearbox right here
for this track, because of the high speed.
Yeah.
It's they're geared specifically for this track.
Yeah.
I think that this stretch here is a longer straight than it is at the Mulsanne, because the Mulsanne chicanes are so tight.
Yeah.
You don't have the exit speed like you do here at the bus stop.
When we were here, the previous race before you came up, we had onboard shots from the Acura.
Yeah.
And got up to 190 before braking for the bus stop.
Yeah. Amazing. 190.
But we didn't see the readout when it came past here.
Yeah. Probably just a fraction higher.
Yeah, so cooling down. We're all cooling down now because effectively all the racing is over. Had these 24 races, some absolutely terrific action, some great winners, and it all happened because of our sponsors. So let's just have one more word from them.
Okay, so pretend this is your car, and say you have an accident. Ouch. At least your insurance will pay for another one, right? Well, maybe not so much. If you have a standard policy, they get to decide what your car was worth, which could mean trouble. I mean, who wants 3/4 of a car? At Hagerty, we agree on a value up front and then pay that amount, guaranteed. That's because we want you to end up with a whole car. Hagerty, let's drive together.
Well, there we are. There's the scene looking over this magnificent tri-oval, because it isn't the normal, like Indianapolis is an oval with 4 equal corners. This is a very different circuit. And then we have the foresight of Bill France to put in the road course with its horseshoe bends. And here we are right down in Victory Lane there. And the number 8 car coming in first. But we'll wait for the Jordans. And David, just saying goodbye, and thanks, David, for your insight. Thanks for taking HSR and making it what it was and what it now is. And look forward to working with you again.
Yeah, wonderful seeing you, Andrew, this side of the pond.
Yeah,
and,
that's it.
Jeff, I'll see you at Sebring.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'll be there. It's December 4th through the 9th. Thanks, David.
And now, as we end, we've got the rain pouring down again. Let's look at that. So we can clarify the top 3 over the 4 races, and it is the Mike Jordan, Andrew Jordan victory as we anticipated. But Robert Wisen did it. He finished in 2nd place, and then it was the McGlynn's who took 3rd with Tom and Jimmy. So well done to them. But yeah, right on cue. Absolutely pouring with rain again.
Couldn't have timed that any better.
No. And that will make a bit of a soggy victory presentation down there. Just looking across, seeing, and everybody got the brollies up. No, really, everybody's gone into hiding. Yeah, well, Jonathan's down there now, done a sterling work all day, and he's getting absolutely drenched, but he's still got something more to say.
Andrew, thanks. We're taking some refuge under a little bit of coverage here, but we're with our overall Group E winner, Group G winners, more importantly. You started the race, Mike. I talked to you early. Andrew, I want to hear from you first because you had to deal with these conditions. It wasn't coming down quite this hard while you were in the car, but it was certainly slick. Talk us through your stint.
All right, 139.9.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, actually. The Matt Nicol-Jones and the other one, he was competing in the series in my first ever race, so when I was 16. So when we went out the pits together, I could see it spitting, and I just went hard and gapped him a bit on the first lap, which was nice. And I didn't obviously know really what the full course yellow, what I did on the aggregate time, so I was just driving as quick as I could.
bike number 263. This is a 100cc Radio Flyer. It's a modified motorcycle using a push rod engine, blown gas. So I didn't see a turbo on that. I'm assuming nitrous?
No, that'd be fuel.
Fuel, okay. Yeah, you're right. Huh, that's pretty cool. He's running on a 65-mile-an-hour open class record. It's on the other side.
What's that?
You got Mark Summit heading your way, Mark.
Can you hear me on the CB on the radio?
Yeah, what's up?
Are you talking to me over the PA?
Mark Summit coming up to me, wondering where the camera was at.
10-4. I'm going to try to move out a little bit more. The wind is this way, so.
On the rookie lane.
Still waiting on bike number 263 to make it through the traps. It's a 1963 vintage Honda. Finally through the traps at 46.016. 46.016 for bike number 263. Running on a 65-mile-an-hour open record. Next up, bike number 2055. High Desert Racers entry. That is a 1997 vintage Buell with Jim Kerr behind the controls. Running on a class record of 143.169. 2055. 2055. Round 3, he ran 124.467. Round 2, 65 miles an hour. And round 1, he ran a 128. Creeping up on that 143 class record.
Yeah. Useful. Or I guess 2, because I... Oh, okay.
Bike number 2055 through the traps at 124.672. 124.672 for bike number 2055. Out of the 200-mile-an-hour line, car number 647, Dominic behind the controls. Disorderly conduct. It's a B gas roadster roaring on the course, looking for a class record of 220.168, searching for traction out there, grabbing for gears, looking for speed. 647. Bikes. And round number 3, car number 647 ran a 205. In round 2, he ran 202. Round 1, he ran 200. So he's pretty consistent in that entry area of 200 miles an hour, trying to get into that 220. And this is a rookie run? No, that's not a rookie run. He was a rookie run earlier. 204.981, 204.981 for car number 647. Been hovering around that 204 area all weekend, trying to get to that 220. Number 627 on course now. Robert Seitz Jr. behind the controls, favoring the left side of the course. Transitioning to the right side of the course. Looking for a 186 mile an hour class record. This is an H, blown fuel modified roadster. Round 3, they ran a 179. Round 2, they ran a 160. 168.392. 168.392 for car number 627, using an H engine in blown fuel modified roadster. Nice clean run.
I'm away there. We got it. Copy, Tim. How did I?
Next up, car number 839. This is a C, American Iron Roadster with Pat Blevins behind the controls. Car number 839 on course now, struggling to find the next gear. Somewhere in there. Keep searching. You'll find it. Just don't grind it and leave it on the course. This isn't Saturday. Saturdays are reserved for fresh grind, not Sunday. Sunday's reserved for speed.
Sundays the butchers aren't in.
Car number 839. Through the traps at 123.309, 123.309 for car number 839. Thanks for the correction there, Aaron. I think that's Aaron, or at least your media guy. 207 in the D, and be ready for next year. I love hearing that. I don't always have all the correct information in front of me, so I go with what I can. Good for you guys to chime in with some of that cool tidbits that is easy to miss from time to time. Hope you're doing well, Aaron. Good to see you in chat. Next up, in the 200-mile-an-hour line. Am I seeing this right? Car number 7707. This is one determined crew to get a nice clean run, to get to that 250 mark, trying to get into this record for this A blown fuel rear modified roadster. You think it's easy to go 200 miles an hour? Come on out. I dare. Let alone 250. It's not as easy as you think. And Jill gives the all clear. 7707 on course now. Jeff Stillwell coming to us all the way from England to come out and race. Off the push truck. Dragging the clutch a little bit, easing into the throttle. Sound like you're doing a good job. Power sounds good. I smell a little bit of fuel. Oh, nice whiff of nitro. Wind is blowing my way. And of course, Jeff comes from Worms Hill. Can't miss an opportunity to say Worms Hill, England. 226.877, 226.877 for car number 7707. On course now, Alp, Hot Rod Hoodlums, bike number 750. That is a special construction motorcycle, partially streamlined, using a vintage engine on gas. Class record is 133.404. 368. In round one, Alp ran 104 mile an hour time. In round two, 127. Let's see how he does for his third run. We are into round number 4. And Alp just went through the traps at 130.685. 130.685. Just 3 miles an hour off the record of 133.404. Nice run for bike number 368. On course now, bike number 7602. Team McLeish Honda with Ralph behind the controls, running on a class record of 73.035. This is a 175cc modified motorcycle using a push rod engine on gas. It's a it's a 2001 vintage Honda engine. 7602. 7602. In round 3, he ran 71 miles an hour. In round 2, he ran 68. Round 1, 67. Sniffing around that 73 mile an hour record that I'm pretty sure that is already owned by this team. This is why they call it the Dirty 2 Club. Little dusty today. Thermally. Pretty sure that's a thermal blowing through, a dust devil. Bike number 7602 through the traps at 68.887. 68.887. For bike number 7602. .1174 on course now. 3D Racing, that is an E-Gas Roadster. Running a class record of 184.782. Through the traps at 159.819. 159.819 for car number 1174. On course now, bike number 2057. Russell Stanky running his RZ 350.